This demonstration shows the Primer PSX rendering, as well as the stepped animation plugin working together. In this video, we're going to talk more about the material functions and the post-processing applied to the scene. In the Primer PSX folder, you'll see material functions, materials, post-process, and textures. There's also a demo level that we can open to take a look through. Let's just hit play. So let's talk through these. This is just the normal visual, if there's no extra material functions applied, just the post-processing. So it's got the pixelation and the dithering on this one. Here we're using a pixelate function to pixelize a noise map. Here we're using camera-based vertex snapping, so as we move our camera, this asset actually changes its vertex snapping. This asset is using world-aligned vertex snapping, so as it rotates, it has this sort of like visual effect happening with the jitter on the vertices. This is a world-aligned model texture that works on any surface, and you just apply it on top of any rendering chain that you have. It kind of gives that deep rock galactic look, and the pixelated version here is just using a different texture. And then we've got this one here that shows that it's actually pre-vertex skinned, so it's not actually three-directional in the world, and therefore it would stretch and look weird. In our case, we're actually pre-skinning these pixels, so they work when you actually move the mesh. So if you're running around with a weapon in your hand, or you've got an entire character using this shader, you're not going to end up with sliding pixels. And then the post-process in the background is pretty cool too. So all of this is inside the materials here. We've got the pixelation example. Let's go take a look at that. In this case, we're just running through the function. We're using the texture UVs and a 32 pixel grid, and that will apply to that texture, and you can just apply this over any chain. We've got the vertex snapping for the camera location, so we use the camera world position into the vertex snap into the world position offset. Here we're using absolute world position into the vertex snap into the world position offset, so that's the world position snapping. Then we've got our material function from model. Inside this instance is where we control the parameters that we want. So for example, the pixel version just changes the texture. You can also change the tint, the tiling, multiply, and the power. So again, all of this just comes together inside this final PSX rendering pack. Then I have this demonstration that I didn't ship with the project because I don't own the artwork, but it's a cool representation of a PSX rendering style. For the actual textures, I just want to show that off real quick. If I go into the details here what we're doing is we're changing the maximum texture size for this stylized texture to 64 units. And we've changed the filter method to nearest pixels, so we end up with these really nice pixelized details. Some textures don't actually have enough detail to create these kind of shades, which is why I've provided this world-aligned detail so that we can just apply it directly over the top in those cases.